doing the unthinkable. This may mean many things, but we're studying the biblical book of Prophet Isaiah, and this week the study covers chapters 50 to 53, spending most of the time on the end of 52 to the end of 53. We have entered a section of Isaiah that is about the Messiah, bringing comfort, hope, and salvation. And the chapters in this week's study are very important because they cover a big topic. Things in God's world work differently than what we are used to. Some object God and Christianity because he either doesn't exist or he is too weak or too cruel to let all the evil happen, and so on. We expect God to be strong and to serve justice as we see it. Instead, Isaiah talks about a servant. And if this is not controversial enough, here is what this servant shares in chapter 50, verse 6. I offered my back to those who beat me, my cheeks to those who put out my beard. I did not hide my face from mocking and spitting. Wow. Who wants this? What's the dignity in this? Why is such abuse even tolerated? God must have better ways to deal with that, right? Interesting continuation in verse 7. The servant says, because the sovereign Lord helps me, I will not be disgraced. Therefore, have I set my face like flint, and I know I will not be put to shame. Disgrace, shame, and abuse have very different meaning in context. These concepts are not easy to understand without understanding the fundamentals of the issue with sin and the revolt against God. But when you open your mind and your heart to God's reality, presence, and values, a whole new universe appears. It's not about tolerating or being weak in the face of evil, but letting it develop and expose its full face and essence so it can get proper judgment and justice. It is a painful process, but it's ultimate love and justice. Doing the unthinkable. And this is where we enter the beautiful poem of Isaiah chapter 53. A servant who prospers and is exalted, but his appearance is so disfigured and marred, it's difficult to believe. His suffering is really our punishment, which he bears to heal us, says the author. The servant took our sins, a load that is impossible to bear. Ultimately, this is what killed him. Read Isaiah chapter 53. It's so deep. It's about what is being done for us. Verse 10 says something crazy. Yet it was the Lord's will to crush him and to cause him to suffer. How come? What does it mean? God has no pleasure in suffering, but one sacrificing himself for the good and the benefit of others. Now, this is a completely different thing. It pleases God to give his most precious, to take a load and pay a price that we can't. In human standards, this is foolishness. In God's standards, it's love and greatness. Doing the unthinkable. Next week, we will continue with a study entitled Waging Love.